Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We've got breaking news on the illness that spread through a Detroit elementary school, killing one kindergartner. We've just learned more about how the school is trying to prevent other children from getting sick. And that tops today's Local 4 News at 5. In an update to parents that wrapped up here just in the past hour, DPSCD officials say Marcus Garvey Academy is going to reopen on Monday morning.
In the meantime, the health department is advising people who meet certain criteria to get preventive medication.
Household contacts of cases, symptomatic children in the affected schools, and staff members of the affected schools.
Well, the illness has been identified as Haemophilus influenza, and while it sounds a lot like the flu, it is not. It's a bacterial infection that can cause a range of illnesses. Officials went on to say Marcus Garvey Academy has been thoroughly cleaned ahead of students returning to class on Monday. Our other top story, an innocent man hit and killed by a suspected drunk driver going the wrong way down the freeway.
It's a story that's hard to believe. State police said the driver was first spotted going east in the westbound lanes near Coolidge Highway. The crash didn't happen until 14 miles later near I-94 in Roseville. Priya Mann live at the scene with what we know about the victim and the suspect in the case. Priya.
Devin, Kimberly, good evening. That driver is believed to be from out of state. Police are investigating whether he was driving on a suspended license. They also believe this wrong-way driver was driving drunk. Take a look. This is 696 in Gratiot, where that crash happened. This is miles away from when those first 911 calls started coming in, and troopers quickly jumped into action.
Here's a person that drove under the influence and killed somebody. There's no excuse for that whatsoever.
An innocent 62-year-old driver from Harper Woods was killed after being hit head-on by a wrong-way driver on I-696 near Gratiot. Around 3 Friday morning, police started getting calls about the driver of a Jeep Liberty heading eastbound in the westbound lanes of I-696. A trooper located the wrong-way driver, risking her own life, driving on the right shoulder, trying to get him to stop.
She's also driving down the wrong side of the road. She wants to alert that person that's out there. So she's making all these split-second decisions of what that she has to do to hopefully prevent this from happening.
The trooper even tried shining her spotlight to alert oncoming drivers, but at freeway speeds was unable to stop the crash.
We have a trooper that witnessed somebody die that she could not do anything about. She tried the best she could, but now she's got to deal with that the rest of her career.
The wrong-way driver is suspected of being drunk and only suffered a broken toe. The innocent driver, a 62-year-old man from Harper Woods, died at the scene.
Somebody wants to call them tragedies and things. I don't think that's even a right word for it anymore. This is a person that was driving down the roadway and that was killed by an irresponsible person.
And Lieutenant Shaw, this type of crash is completely preventable. Also says it was terrifying for the witnesses, the drivers who were on the freeway at that time. If you think about a 14-mile stretch, you think about the impact on this Harper Wood family's man, for his family, you think about the effect on this trooper. There are a lot of lives that have been impacted here. That wrong-way driver remains in police custody at this hour. And police are also reminding, the weather's getting warmer. It's Cinco de Mayo. Folks are going to be celebrating. Maybe they're going to be drinking. Plan ahead. Do not get behind the wheel if you've been drinking. Reporting live in Roseville tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Really good day for that reminder. All right, Priya. A Canton man was murdered by a man who helped him fix cars, according to prosecutors tonight.
Jeffrey Locke went before a judge today, charged with murdering the 69-year-old man, then stuffing him in the trunk of a car. Jacqueline Francis joins us live. Jacqueline, the prosecutor gave a word of warning to seniors here.
The warning is this: be careful about who you let into your life, because in cases like this, it could cost you your life.
It was a friendship turned deadly, according to prosecutors. This man, 50-year-old Jeffrey Locke, is charged in the murder of 70-year-old Glenn McLean of Canton. The victim was found in the trunk of a car in Dearborn earlier this week. Prosecutors now say he was murdered by Locke, who recently befriended the victim. The two reportedly worked on cars together, the 70-year-old victim welcoming Locke into his home. Police believe McLean was assaulted inside his Canton home. Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy putting out this warning, saying seniors must be extremely careful about the people they let into their lives. Cases like these continue to highlight the real dangers that some of our seniors face no matter where they reside, worship, work, and seek to enjoy their lives.
If convicted, Locke faces up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Reporting live, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Okay, Jacqueline, thank you.
The head of the CDC is resigning. Dr. Rochelle Walensky has been the agency's director for more than 2 years now. She says the waning pandemic makes it a good time to make a transition in the agency. So she's leaving on June 30th. There is no word yet on what is next for her. But her resignation comes on the same day the World Health Organization announced COVID is no longer a global health emergency. WHO Director General says the virus's downward trend for more than a year has allowed most countries to return to normal. The United States is set to let its COVID-19 public health emergency end on May 11th.
All right, well, people from all over the world are gathering in the streets of London, where hundreds of thousands are expected to celebrate the coronation of King Charles. This is a live look at Buckingham Palace, where things kick off tomorrow morning. The ceremony is being held at Westminster Abbey, and it will feature traditions passed on for centuries in the royal family. It's been 70 years since the last coronation of Queen Elizabeth, crowned in 1952. Jay Gray is in London, where people are hoping to get a glimpse at history tomorrow.
Hey there, good evening, Devin. Good evening, Kimberly. Look, the coronation is part religious service, part celebration, 100% pomp, circumstance, and tradition. For many, the very definition of royalty. The banners are in place with only a few hours left now for rehearsals and final preparations ahead of tomorrow's coronation.
It's been around for almost 1,000 years, and Britain's ceremony, or the United Kingdom ceremony, is the one of the only coronations left of its kind.
He has officially been king since his mother's passing, meeting with faith leaders and heads of state, traveling overseas, taking on controversial issues at home.
He's become a monarch quicker than people expected.
But in a country so often defined by its history and traditions, the transformation from prince to king isn't complete without a coronation.
The language of the coronation ceremony, since it was locked down in the 14th century, has still articulated that the king or queen somehow changes during that ceremony.
The religious service, led by the Archbishop of Canterbury at Westminster Abbey, will follow traditions passed on for nearly 1,000 years.
They look to the past, but they look to the future at the same time, with how this reign and this one will be interpreted.
The king embracing the rich history of the throne as he formally accepts the task of guiding the monarchy, Britain, and the Commonwealth into the new era of Charles III. The ceremony is expected to last about 2 hours, followed by an elaborate processional. The king, queen, several members of the royal family going back to Buckingham Palace, where they're expected to gather on the balcony there for the traditional wave to tens of thousands gathered in the crowd there. In London, Jay Gray, Local 4.
Okay, thank you, Jay. Tomorrow morning, we'll have wall-to-wall coverage of the King's coronation. That gets underway at 5 a.m. Then we'll have a special edition of Local 4 News from 10 a.m. to noon. Well, guess what? I went flower shopping today.
Wait a minute.
I was out at Block's Greenhouse this morning, and Romulus is at the corner of Middle Belt and Eureka near the airport. So many beautiful things. I brought home 8 flats of red begonias that I plan to put in the ground this weekend.
What?
I hope I don't regret it.
You know, if only you were working on a newscast where people had warned you not to do that until Mother's Day. If only. I know.
There are a lot of people out there, too, who are in the same boat. So.
We're eager, and it is going to be a warmer weekend, Kim.
It is, but it always makes me just a little bit nervous. It just does. I hope you got a good deal on them, so you can.
I did. I got a really good deal.
Okay, good. As long as you did that. I was wondering about the coronation, if that balcony is covered. I don't know if it is, but it is going to be rainy, possibly even a washout for the coronation. Not unusual, obviously, this time of year, and typical British weather. It was rainy for Queen Elizabeth as well in 1953. All right, back to our weather, though. We've got a beautiful night here with temperatures in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees this evening. Temperatures will fall off into the low 50s by midnight tonight. Now, tomorrow, the best day of the weekend by far, with a lot of sunshine, dry all day long. Nothing to worry about with temperatures in the upper 60s. But there is a change in the weekend forecast, and that change is the chance of thunderstorms on Sunday. So coming up in the forecast, I will time it out for you hour by hour so you can make those outdoor plans. But you can always check the Forewarn Weather app, especially this Sunday, because there is a risk for some stronger thunderstorms. And the best thing to do is to have this app ready to go so you can tell if there's anything going on in your neighborhood.
Wait, that put tomorrow in pretty good focus. First coronation they've had since 1953.
Really long time, yeah.
People might be a little rusty
Right.
on some of the protocols. They say it's an eyesore, and it is dangerous.
City of Detroit takes a big step to bring down a building that's sat empty for decades.
Ford issuing a recall for tens of thousands of cars because of a problem drivers already thought they had fixed. Here's Hank.
And Devin, a big new security breach impacting many, including some local UAW retirees. I'm going to show you how to protect yourself and your personal information in my Help Me Hank report right after the break.